Sister, I just see your sphere, your energy sphere. And I see it's empty. Like your energy sphere is separate from you. I totally see you in the body. I touched you, that's you, that's your DNA. And the energy sphere looks like there's like a energetic type cord connects you to your sphere, but you said that they pushed me out of it. They pushed me out of it at this hospital visit that you just described about. Because that was the idea. The project is S27. It stands for Sanctuaries 27. I asked them what it means. Because it's connected to the planet Sanctuaries. The idea initiated there. There are a couple of scientists behind it. So what they do, they basically, in the astral, they separate you from your energy sphere, so you become totally vulnerable. And your energy is like a protection stripped away. Because I see this thing, I couldn't understand what it was, but it's just like a ray of light, but it caught. So basically, it's just that connection that you have with your, let's say, higher self or higher you, or, not higher you, really it's you, but just the part of you who is watching you over and not incarnated here. It's just that part is trying to reconnect, but that little energy cord is just cut off. It looks like a ray of sun, but somebody just caught it, and it stops at some point. And that inside the energy sphere, it's just a huge lab. I see the tile floor. In the middle, I see like a jump room type thing. It literally looks like a round room. Not typical jump room though. Like a round room and like a circle in the middle on the floor. It's kind of elevated. And then that's just some sort of portal going to Ryan's lab. And so I see a scientist go back and forth. Like they just appear. There's just like in the light and just walk off and walk out of the room. Just like a normal thing. You would walk through a corridor. They just teleport themselves back and forth. And they bring some vials. I heard they said. Some DNA samples. Well, when they bring the DNA samples to their hybridization lab. It's a hybridization program. This one you're in. Basically, your mother gave permission to it when you were inside her. She was very scared of having a sick baby. Something like this. She was told some things were off. She basically, she's very sensitive. And she just felt very uncomfortable with all this test and all this stuff at the physical level. And every time she would have a test, your vibration will go down, and the beings will just show up. And I see the mantis beings connected to the testing at the those medical institutions that people go to for tests and stuff. So I just want to just connect to her. That mantis is very strange looking. I mean, it's literally like kind of like darkish pink color looking being with large brown eyes, not black. Standing in me, let me ask him. Let me tell your subconscious to talk to him and ask what he did. He said that he just inserted a big needle in the womb when your mother was asleep. It's like they would take her energy body with you and inject with some substances that will cause a mutation. And that was the experiment, like how the baby that comes from a mother reacts to the same substance. And so there would be like different quantities of it, of the substance injected each time to see the reaction. And so the result is basically the low immune system, and the immune system that was stopped from developing from the very beginning of the embryo development. That's how it's just because you're so connected physically and etherically to your mother. It just at neither level you have the strength, so all the stuff that you're supposed to acquire from her is missing here to strengthen the immune system to make it develop the correct way. But there are also the DNA mutation. It's kind of like, I have an analogy. It's like when flowers are growing and they're straight, they open. And in your case, the petals of the flowers are like this, kind of like inward and almost like dried up. It's kind of like your DNA is. I hear that. So this guy called his boss. His boss is very tall, beige, kind of like light cream, a mantis. And he's the one who's saying that they deactivated a lot of systems in the body just to see how far you can push and how strong is the human body really is to survive. And they determined that the strength of a soul plays a major role in this survival mechanism, because the body is not by itself. The body is always listening. It's like the body is on remote control, and control is held by the mind, by the soul. So whatever soul believes wants, that's going to happen to the body. And then, but your connection, like soul body, is very weak, and that's why it's hard for you to really be in control of anything. I mean, plus the fact that they completely pushed you out of your energy sphere. I mean, there's a huge lab in it, and imagine the sides of your energy sphere is like a big bubble. The lab is inside the bubble, and the electricity is in the walls of the bubble. So they got all the energy they need or want for the equipment and for themselves, and you're just supplying all the energy. So you're always drained. You never have enough. You barely have like 28 to 32% of energy left for yourself. So from that come all kinds of, I mean, you can contract anything, any condition, any pathogen, and it will just wreak havoc in your body because it doesn't have the normal immune response that would normally you're supposed to have. So, so the mother just, yeah, it's due to fear. She's got a lot of fear. And from her, you got a lot of fear too. It's in your head and chest. I'm telling you, you can pull it all together, make a huge ball, and if you want, you can transform it into a bird, a butterfly, or throw it out. And you said that you want to throw out, so you just open a portal and throw out. The portal is next to your energy sphere. You didn't walk in yet. You want it cleared up before. So what you do is just you freeze everything was going on inside. Was all this, actually there's just figures of, there's like imagine energy figure of a human scientist in a lab coat and he's inside. That's what I see. There's like scientists all over the place. It's a big thing. They expanded it too. So you froze whatever's going on there inside and you walk in and you just encapsulate them in vertical capsules, much like in the hybridization lab. And you tell them that it's your house, it's your home, it's your energy, it belongs to you. They have no right to do it. And just because you were in fear, they did it, basically. And the reason why you were so nervous at the hospital, that's the reason, because you felt like you were being pushed out of your protective layers, which is your energy sphere. So you felt anxious. It's like adrenaline pumping, but you don't know what to do about it type feeling. So they're all in capsules. There's like 2 rows of them in front of you. Different well, there are a few grays there too in the mixture. I think they have something to do with technology provided to the lab. Right now, I see like clearly this is your life number 19. You have 18 before. And let's see, go back. Let's just leave it here like this for now, frozen, all frozen. Go back to the life before you came for your incarnation on Earth. Hmm. You're just saying that. So basically what I see lots of spheres. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's like a group of spheres, but these are souls. And you're one of them. And you're just like in the corner of our solar system, kind of watching planet Earth. And you're curious about it. You come from I think you came from Marduk. It's a planet. When it was, well, when that was in a process of development, like just like a baby stage type, that's what you say, like an embryo, because each planet goes through stages. So you came from there, were born from its essence, And then because it's pretty close to Earth, you wanted to see how Earth is developing also. I just like something you like to see, stages of development. And then you decided you wanted to experience, to be part of it. I see you right away on the steps of some building. It's just on my astral platform was the building. It looks like a temple, like an old Indian temple or something. And you're on the stairs going up and see some. This is like old masters. I feel like it's a masquerade already because they got this huge, bright red, like dark red, with golden, different patterns, robes, and they're like welcoming you in. They say that's the main entrance, and it's not actually. By is the deception right there. So when they invite you inside, it looks like like a dome, like in St. Peter's Basilica type thing. Pretty much the same. It's like a copy of it. But the colors I see, it's always golden and like dark red. And those are, wait, those in charge are dragons. They're like Chinese dragons. Yeah, that's why the red color. And you actually do incarnate in India and then Italy, Spain. You go through a lot of European countries like that. But let me see how they sign the contract with you. So the oval table, it's kind of funny. So in the middle of the table, there's like Earth, right? Like a globe. And it's rotating, it's spinning right in the middle of the table. Imagine like a big hole, and it's like a glass looking or crystalline structure. A globe rotates, and they show you different like on it. There's like a screen appearing from it, projected from it, right in front before your face, and you just see, oh, this is this country. That's how the life would be here. There's this country, and they say, they want to impress you really to get you in. They say, oh, you're in charge of everything. You can choose what country you want because it doesn't matter for them. So you choose India. You're just like fascinated by the elephants and all this, the nature. It's like you're called by the nature. You're called by high vibration because you're high vibration at this point. They didn't yet do anything to you. On the sides of this temple, they have like portal system. So there's like doors. They look like doors, but they're round. And when they open up, it's like the whole arc thing produces some very high voltage electricity. That's what I feel. Because I see one person leave, and then before he leaves, he doesn't realize what's gonna happen. But what happens is he gets zapped real hard, and it's like what happened before the earth. He has no idea, like his soul, where he came from, anything. And basically, they did it to you. The interesting part is that they put a paper in front of you and say, here's your contract. And you say, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna stay long here. So I don't want any contract, you say, because I see you pushing um, how the paper looks? It almost looks like energetic, but it's actually something in between the 4D and 3D. So like thick energetic something looking like paper. And to sign it, it's like your mind would sign it. You would pull it from your mind. The thought of yes would appear on the paper as a stamp. from your soul's energy or something like this. And you say, no, not signing contract. I want that. No, I want to be in control. So they let you go through, but of course it zaps you. And here you go. Your ball, your energy ball that is like bright, like beautiful green, it turns into kind of grayish, something swampy green type thing, because you're totally forgot your different vibration now after this, because it also brings you down. They didn't split you up or anything, because you were like, let's say, baby soul type thing. So you go into this body of a little boy. Just trying to see. Yeah, like 28% you were a girl, and then the rest from all the 18 lives. This is 19th. Yeah, you just live simple life, bare feet, helping your mother, bringing water from that little pump in the middle of nowhere. Things like that. Yeah, brothers and sisters. And I just kept seeing her being pregnant and things and like that. And then they lose children also due to sickness coming from the water that you try to. I see some devices that you use like sand to put the water through to cleanse it. And then that life, you feel like you actually do some energetic stuff already as a little boy, because you feel like, what if I program the water to be healthy for us? And you start doing it for yourself and for your younger siblings, and it works, and they actually don't get as sick. If they get sick, they just recover quickly. And when you grow up, you just go and live far away from people, because people don't understand you. They don't understand you as esoteric stuff. Like, you are dealing with energies. You are really into the. You even know when to collect the leaves of some bushes. They're supposed to be healing. At the when the plant is in the highest vibration, it has to be certain position of the sun, and you know how to do it. Things like that. You also put, like, I see some people lying down, and you put like plants and leaves on their backs where the lungs are. If they have some problems with the lungs, you like intuitively feel it. The only thing is, those dragons are trying real hard to catch a moment to either abduct you or put like implants in you, but no success in this life. So life is over. I see you just like dying peacefully in your bed in this little house in the woods. And you come out of your mouth, like your energy body comes out that way. So go back to that platform, and here's this wise man again. He's got he's got wings under his cloak. It's like this big robe. It's really puffy, but because he's hiding the wing, he's a dragon. He just like put a human face on it, just a projection hologram. So you don't understand who he is. You see him as human. And you're saying, well, you're saying, I don't know, I'm not sure if I want to do this. It was pretty easy life. But then they put something, it's just a different technology. They somehow project a bubble from a blue light. I see like a spacecraft with a blue light, and here they are, those mantis beings on it. They projected like a stream of blue light, and then which created a transparent bubble around you. It's almost like you are blocked mentally or something, you can't think. And they say to you, oh, you're going to another life. And there's nothing really you can say or do. It's kind of like that would be like mind put into fog state for a little bit so you can make a decision for yourself. That's a sort of technology. But that's when they insert the implants in you. There is a big one in the back, like a panel. They call it panel of control of immune and nervous systems. So lymphatic is I see it polluted with pathogens and things like that. It was like different, which reminds me there is like little semi-transparent eggs almost in it. I think it's the pathogens that keep reproducing in the lymphatic system and the stream of it. And then they put the one on here like in your head, but it's behind your ears. That's where the lymph nodes are. It's just like the little discs there on both sides. And they send you into the life. But that's a Spanish life. I see you're born. It's looks like 17th century. Uh, like a long white gown and a baby. Yeah, but you Tomas, like a boy. That's what they call you. I see like a baptism there. You're born. It's a very religious family. I mean, you cannot really process religion. I see you're struggling all your life. And the more you refuse, the more they push you. You just go through Catholic school and all this. And you are just cannot wait to get out. That's what I feel. And from this life, it's just like non-stop experiments from those mantis because they got connected to you, so they would abduct you. They would inject different pathogens into your bloodstream, your lymphatic streams through your, and then your lymph nodes will get so huge, meaning inflamed, because I see like energetically, it's like they're expanding. And from that life, everything just goes down the hill in terms of the experiment going, how much can you sustain and withhold in a physical body at a soul level. And it looks like the report of that mantis is saying, who's standing and looking at me with his big eyes, just talking to him telepathically. And in the meanwhile, you literally like, you open a portal and you're pushing all this lab equipment and beds and reclining seats out of your energy sphere, saying that it's my house. I never gave him permission to enter. You just lied to me. So you're just clearing everything up. The mantis said that you are amazingly strong souls. You all are. It just kept a secret, even with such great percentage of turned off DNA. You still are so powerful that if your subconscious wants your physical body to leave, your physical body would leave. If your subconscious is consciously aware of everything that's going on and wants the body to survive, it will survive. And then says, well, that's why we're very curious love doing experiments on you because you never know, and each soul is so different from the other. So it's always a new experiment upon experiment if you just take a brand new soul and start doing something on it. Was it? Well, and so you basically are just taking the implants out of yourself right now. So you took the two behind the ears. The panel on the back is real big. It's from the shoulder blades down to like the bottom where the lungs are, like ant, let's say. It's right there. So I took those two out, put them in the portal. Let me see, I don't see any more implants here. You don't see either. But what you see and pointing to me is that those little capsules, eggs, whatever they are, just like a pollution in your bloodstream and lymphatic system. So I tell you you can do the vacuum, power magnet, whatever that is you want to do. And you created this. It looks like a gun with a light, and he has very powerful light. It's connected to your hand though. So it's your own light, that bright green light. You say it's healing, and you're just gonna shoot it into your energy bodies, and it would cleanse the emotional, mental bodies, but it also will clean the energy body with all the, like, basically imagine if you shoot into a vein, right? And it just goes like through all the veins, through all the vessels, so all the channels, let's call them, all the cardiovascular system and lymphatic systems. They're just cleansing everything. You're just kind of shooting it with your own essences, energy to cleanse all your bodies. So did that. So you initiated the process of regeneration because a lot of tissues just look weird. Mm, the close example would be like if you burn the skin, kind of melts. So some organs on top, like the liver, it has like, it's like melted on top, something like this. But I think it's also from, because they take up so much. You're basically like an engine. The engine that works nonstop, they never turn it off. So you get overheated, overburnt, overridden, overburnt, overused. So you just like heat up from inside. And that what also causes dysfunction and burnout, feeling like no energy at all. That's because of that. So you cleared all that. You're just sitting. You basically, I see you like in front of the hologram of your own DNA. You're looking at it, how to fix it best way. And when you go inside your sequence of your DNA, of your soul's essence, you just like untwist the petals, just make them. I know they come to me as petals, so I see them. You just make them strong and stretched out the way they're supposed to be, all connected. And there's energetic ties in between. You just strengthen them too. So you activate all the 68 Yeah, like 68, 69 strands of your DNA. You're asking me, should I make it 70? I said you can make anything you want. But yeah, you basically like untwist it, undo it, redo it, rebuild it. Did that. And then then you open a portal after you're done with DNA. And you basically cleared up almost everything, but now wait, let's see. I'm telling you to ask them to bring all the contracts, whatever that is they had. See how it goes. Like, that's for a reason you mentioned about the going to the hospital, because they actually made you sign something there, and that physical paper had a mirroring contract in the etheric. So they got that, they brought that. You also go on your timeline back, and you just want to eliminate that experience. You just cut it out from your film of experience of the sequence of events as if it never existed, and you burn up that contract. You just send like a powerful laser type beam from your eyes into the contract, and it burns up. You push it in the portal. It's all done. And you just send a wave right across all the lives. All there. So just to change timelines and to make them all positive, eliminate all the negative events that were influencing you in this life. There's a lot of sadness there that you took it out of your head and your chest already from the other lives because you were never understood. That's what you felt. So I see your energy sphere clear. And first thing you want to build there, create with your thoughts, it's like mountains. You like mountains and flowers at the bottom of the mountains. That's what you said. So, well, you just raise your vibration and burn everything up in your system. Everything that doesn't belong to you, that's been injected into you, that's been done to you, it just like gets burned up. I see it's like a fluid of yellowish stuff that is just coming out as a puddle. But you create a drain and your energy sphere just comes down into the black hole for recycling. So that's it. You can let me check if those dragons are still connected to you. No, you push them through the portal. You disconnected from them too. So now when you decide to come out of your physical body, you feel like um, your life is done and things like that, you're the one in control when to decide to do that. So no more destinies ascribed or written down on paper on the contracts or anything like this, and controlled. All the control is in your hands. You just go past all the platforms where they deceive souls and make contracts and just be free. So yeah, you can ask me any questions you want. Unless you don't want to ask any questions, but I see like you raised your vibration, so you're back.
No, that's everything that you said makes sense to me. I guess it's just, well, not to my 3D mind, whatever, but on an energetic level, it makes sense. It's hard to believe how it's just pretty mind blowing. I guess there's so much evil in the world. I guess.
It's in the world that is being taken over by AI. The other
Yeah.
worlds are not like that. And he actually gave information to all those little balls that were watching. There are quite a few souls watching the Earth from above, like that.
Yes.
They're kind of like
Yes.
in clusters and stuff. So, I mean, it's beautiful, but it's just a deception because they created an artificial layer over the original Earth, which is beautiful, and you're supposed to come and experience, get the experience, and go, and be totally free to decide
Yes.
when to go. So, but we're getting back to that. There's only this long you can sustain the power over others. It's just there's always the end of your power over others, and they're experiencing it now little by little, but we are almost at the finish line of that.
Yes.
So,
I
yeah,
was
well,
wondering about the. Do you know anything about the the solar flash? Because whenever anybody talks about that, I always get like a chill, like it gets connected to me somehow, like or that it's something that's important or something.
um, you know about it at higher, level.
Yeah.
The how you're watching the whole thing. Solar
Okay.
flash, it's just like it's a term for the sun being in its full potential, which it is now, but it cannot transmit its full potential um, through the filters that were put artificially over Earth. So it's beaming and beaming 100% of its potential, but only, you know, 40 to 45% gets through the holes in the dome and all the layers that mirror it back, whatever it sends. There's a lot of layers of mirrors and almost like satellite system, all the blankets of satellite that they created. That's why they sent so many. There's
Yes.
multiple functions for those, but one of them is just mirror effect. So whatever good energy is sent to Earth, only this much of percentage can siphon through, but the rest gets bounced back. And that's
Okay.
why you're waiting for that moment when we can fully, you know, take on and receive 100% of this original sun energy. The thing is, it's not going to be like and flash.
Hmm.
Mm. It's gradual. We're getting it now,
Okay.
and it just at some point it's going to be the end of it, and you'll see and you'll feel, mostly you'll feel how potent and powerful and high vibrational this place is all of a sudden. But that's going to be after the storm. So it's going to get worse before it gets better. And we're at the T point of getting the worst of the worst. So, I mean, it's not to be scared of it. It's actually a good thing. We've been waiting for it since 2012 or maybe before that. So, see how slowly we got to this point? It's just a crescendo type thing. It keeps building up, building up, building up like that. Yeah, and it's just that some souls that are involved in the game are not ready to go up to the last level and leave the game. So they're still gonna stay in the game, but the game is gonna be shifted to a different platform. If you look at this way, it just accept it,
Yes.
that's what it is. But because it takes enormous amount of power to take responsibility on yourself. And it takes enormous amount of sanity and power to open your eyes and realize that everything you've ever been taught, you've ever seen on TV and everything is a big lie. You know, it's not everybody
Yes.
can do that. So they'll be learning more, they'll be experiencing more to get to this point. But yeah, the solar flash, I mean, you can call it that way. It doesn't matter. Altogether, I feel like language is
Hmm.
for us, it's created because it's a prison kind of place. And what they want for prisoners to do is to fight with each other. So let's create them a language so they cannot read each other's mind. And they use terminology that is really kind of hard to explain. Like when you use words, sometimes it's hard to explain the feelings or the
Yes.
concept behind it. So, I mean, basically, we're all talking about the same thing. We're just like explaining it different terms. Yeah, it's coming for sure. You can tell like how worse the situation everywhere is getting. You can tell how closer we are to the finish line. So that's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if you're done, but
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much, Oksana.
mhm. Yeah, pink mantis. That's something. Let me turn off the recording.